Todedaune prte. Welcome back to listening part 1.2 of the Reef Na'vi video course. Usually, I told you in the introduction, usually listening part 1.2 would be still rather simple and you just have to look up some words in the dictionary. Today you don't have to do that because chapter 1 is a bit special. We just want to get you set up with some useful phrases. And these phrases are definitely too complex compared to what you already know, specifically because you don't know any grammar yet. So for this specific video, you don't need to look up anything in the dictionary. Just listen along, try to get used to how Na'vi sounds, and learn some nice phrases on the way. Same warning as always. I'm not a native speaker, my pronunciation is not perfect, specifically my R's are not the right ones, so please make sure to first learn about pronunciation and practice it before using my listening practice videos. But let's jump right in. We already learned how to greet someone, but there are also some longer phrases. The first one I want to teach you is probably the most famous sentence from the entire fandom. Wel ngati ka meya. Wel ngati ka meya. Wel ngati ka meya. Wel ngati ka meya. This is what I said. Wel ngati ka meya. I see you. And there are actually two interesting pronunciation things here. You see, usually the underlines show the stresses in words that have more than one syllable. Now you might be wondering, why is there no underline with the OL or however? Because it has two vowels, right? The O and the E. Shouldn't there be an underline under the O because it's OE? It is not. Because as soon as you put anything behind the OE, OE means I, in this case we have an L behind it, you will learn in the next grammar video what that means. Then we pronounce it as one syllable. So even though it is written OL, we say well. Then also the ka meya looks like it should be more syllables. So I say ka meya, 3 syllables, ka meya. But if we look at the vowels, actually it is ka meya. There's an A infix in there, so E, which means that you are happy about something or that something is positive, but it is usually pronounced as one syllable A. So usually you will pronounce the sentence as Wel ngati ka meya. I see you. The sentence can also be shortened down, and then you could say Kame ngati. Kame ngati. Kame ngati. Kame ngati. This is what I said. Kame ngati. It again means I see you. It's just a shorter version. So now you learned already a bunch of different ways to greet someone. But you also want to start a conversation because you want to get to know someone more. And before you want to get to know someone, you want to be polite, so you want to ask them how they are. So you could ask them, Ngaru luf boomsraak. Ngaru luf boomsraak. Ngaru luf boomsraak. Ngaru luf boomsraak. This is what I said. Ngaru luf boomsraak. How are you? And actually, I translated it as how are you because that's how we would ask this question in English. But literally it means, do you have well-being? So you notice that this is a yes-no question. So we will answer with yes or no. Yes, I have well-being, or no, I don't have well-being. Let's listen to the answers that are possible. Srane, weru luf boom. Srane, weru luf boom. Srane, weru luf boom. Srane, weru luf boom. This is what I said. Srane, weru luf boom. Yes, I am well. So hopefully you recognize the srane from the last video. Of course, not all is well always, so you could also answer Kehe, weru kelufboom. Kehe, weru kelufboom. Kehe, weru kelufboom. Kehe, weru kelufboom. Again, you probably already recognized the kehe from the last video. So, kehe, weru kelufboom. No, I'm not well. I don't have well-being. Sometimes it's not good, it's not bad, it's just somewhere in the middle. And then you can say something like Tam geht tam. Tam geht tam. Tam geht tam. Tam geht tam. This is what I said. Tam geht tam. So, meh. Not good, not bad. Literally, this means something like okay, not okay. So tam is a verb, meaning to be sufficient, but it's also interjection meaning okay. Then, if the conversation is going well, maybe you get asked back. Ngaru tut? Ngaru tut? Ngaru tut? Ngaru tut? This is what I said. Ngaru tut? How about you? Notice how we asked the question first, Ngaru lufboomsrak? And now we have ngaru tut. So the tut throws back a question. And since we use the ngaru, so the nga, you with the ru ending in the question, we now use the same ngaru here when we want to throw back the question. How about you? Ngaru tut? There's also another way to ask how someone is. Actually, there are multiple other ways, but I want to show you one more way in this video, which is Mag to fjape? Mag to fjape? Mag to fjape? Mag to fjape? This is what I said. Mag to fjape? How are you doing? Literally, this one means how's the riding or how are you riding? Magto, to ride. Fjape, how. And this one's a bit more general than the ngaru lufboomsrak. Ngaru lufboomsrak specifically asks about your well-being. Do you have well-being? So are you well? Magto fjape asks more about your general situation. What's happening? How are you doing currently? The answer to this one is usually one single adverb. Of course, you can then say more about it, but the initial answer is usually just a singular adverb. Let's look at a few different possibilities you have here. First, you could answer with zong, 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 zong. This is what I said. Zong, well, I'm doing well. And if you look up this word in the dictionary, then you're probably confused. I just told you the answer usually is a singular adverb, and zong actually is a verb meaning to save or to defend something. And this is because zong in this specific context actually is a shorter form for nezaunong, nezaunong, which means safely. So the question was, how's the riding, literally? And now you say safely. So you're riding safely, so you're doing well. Another answer would be nilzan, 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 nilzan. This is what I said. Nilzan. Well, so you're also doing well. Let's look at one more positive one. Nixman, 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 nixman. This is what I said. Nixman. and it means wonderfully. Then again, sometimes things are not bad, but they're also not really good. And then you could say, this one sounds very similar to the one before, niks raan. Niks raan. Niks raan. Niks raan. This is what I said. Niks raan. And yeah, it means so-so. Then there are also again some options if you're not doing that well. First one, you could say ne fait. Ne fait. Ne fait. Ne fait. This is what I said. Ne fait. And it means badly. Last one that I want to show you is ne amo. Ne amo. Ne amo. Ne amo. This is what I said. Ne amo. And it means horribly or terribly. Again, if the conversation is going well, hopefully you hear back how about you. And this time it sounds a bit different. Try to remember what I said before and what changed now. So in this case, if you asked maak do fjape, then the person will ask back ngari tut, ngari tut, ngari tut, ngari tut. This is what I said. Ngari tut. So in this case, we need the ngari with a different ending. You will learn about the grammar reasons for that later. For now, just remember that in this context, you need ngari instead of ngaru. So, how about you? You are now still talking to that new person. It is not going so well. You see the family judging you from a corner. So you are like, shit, I need to get the conversation going. I need to find out something about them. So you could ask them, Rude lepivauk neid. Rude lepivauk neid. Rude lepivauk neid. Rude lepivauk neid. This is what I said. Rude lepivauk neid. Please talk a bit about yourself. So you already know the rude from the video before, please. And then lepivauk, talk about yourself. Neid, a bit. Or you could, of course, also ask them a specific question. The first question, of course, being fjape fgo shau ngar. Fjape fgo shau ngar. Fjape fgo shau ngar. Fjape fgo shau ngar. This is what I said. Fjape fgo shau ngar. What is your name? Literally, I asked, how does one call you? Fjape, how? Fgo, one. Shau, call. Ngar, to you. In this case, if you're talking to Tsireya, she might answer something like Weru, fgo shau Tsireya. Weru, fgo shau Tsireya. Weru fgo shau Tsireya. Weru fgo shau Tsireya. This is what I said. Weru fgo shau Tsireya. My name is Tsireya. Again, literally, one calls to me Tsireya. By the way, you can also leave out the fgo. So she could also just say Weru shau Tsireya. My name is Tsireya. To me, call Tsireya. Next, you might want to ask her, Ngari sulaleu polbaya zesset. Ngari sulaleu polbaja zesset. Ngari sulaleu polbaja zesset. Ngari sulaleu polbaja zesset. This is what I said. Ngari sulaleu polbaja zesset. How old are you? Literally, as for you, how many years proceeded? Of course, that's the moment on the stage, conversation, whatever, that you messed up, because you don't ask someone for their age, especially not a young woman. But if Tserea answers you, then she will probably say something like Solaleo zesset avomr weri. Solaleo zesset avomr weri. Solaleo zesset avomr weri. Solaleo zesset avomr weri. This is what I said. Solaleo zesset avomr weri. By the way, I only learned today when I looked up how old Tserea is that she's only 13. That's very young. I thought she was like 16. Yeah, I'm really just a language nerd. I don't know anything about the other things of the movie. But now she might even ask you a question back. So she could ask you something like Nga zau ftu peseng. Nga zau ftu peseng. Nga zau ftu peseng. Nga zau ftu peseng. This is what I said. Nga zau ftu peseng. So where are you from? And of course on Pandora the typical answer would probably be something like, oh, from the forest, or from the reef, or from that village. But luckily there are also some loan words so that you can say that you are from Earth. For example, Jake might answer Oe zau ftu USA. Oe zau ftu USA. Oe zau ftu USA. Oe zau ftu USA. This is what I said. Oe zau ftu USA. I'm from the US. So you see, USA. I just basically wrote how the Na'vi would pronounce this English name. Then lastly, if you want to get to know each other even more, you could start talking about your hobbies. For example, Tserea might say something like Weru sunu fuaslede. Weru sunu fuaslede. Weru sunu fuaslede. Weru sunu fuaslede. This is what I said. Weru sunu fuaslede. I like swimming. Literally, swimming is pleasing to me. Just to see an example with another verb, so instead of swimming, we now like something else. I could also say Weru sunu fuahahau. Weru sunu fuahahau. Weru sunu fuahahau. Weru sunu fuahahau. This is what I said. Weru sunu fuahahau. I like sleeping. So if you want to say that you like to do an action, you can say Weru sunu fua and then a verb. But sometimes we also want to say that we like things. So we don't only like to do actions, we also just like things. And then something changes in the sentence. I will read one more sentence, the last sentence of the video. Weru sunu aioang. Weru sunu aioang. Weru sunu aioang. Weru sunu aioang. This is what I said. Weru sunu aioang. I like animals. So you see the foi is now not there anymore. If we want to say that we like a noun, so like we like animals, then we don't need the foi there. Then we just say weru sunu and then the thing that we like. That was the last sentence for today. Luse baum ngarusrak. Nejei baum. Do you have any questions? Just ask. As always, you can ask in the comments, you can reach me on Discord or via email. If you want to continue now, you can go to the next listening video, listening 1.3, where a few community members introduce themselves to you, so you can listen to their introductions and see how much you understand. And here you, of course, can also find the full playlist with all the videos of the Reef Navi course. Gehe warme!